Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here and it's time for a book haul. So I've got a few books here today, a couple that I bought myself just randomly throughout the month, a couple that I bought on a really fun booktuber meetup in London, and some review copies that were sent to me very kindly by publishers. So first I'm just going to talk about the couple of books that I randomly bought over the past couple of weeks. The first one is The Girl of Ink and Stars by Kieran Millward Hargrave. This is a middle grade story and I just think it's really beautifully packaged. We've got French flags, sort of colours down the spine because each page has little illustrations and just little drawings on. I've heard really wonderful things about this story and I was told not to discount it because it's middle grade and that it's a really interesting read. I've heard it's very magical. It's about a young girl who's never left the island that she lives on. Her father is a cartographer, I believe, so draws maps, and her best friend goes missing and she has to take a map and try and find her. And I just think the front cover of this looks beautiful. It's almost like her silhouette is a map and of all the different things that she sees, and I can't wait to get stuck into this and see what I think. And the next book that I picked up is When You Reach Me by Rebecca Steed, and I picked this up because Nicola from Robotnik said she'd heard wonderful things about this, and so I thought, yep, I'll give it a go. And Rebecca Steed has a new book out, so I wanted to try one of her older books first before I try that one. The story is a YA contemporary one about a young girl called Miranda. Lots of things are going on in her life and all of a sudden notes start appearing saying that she can, that the person who's writing the notes can save her best friend's life and also their own, and she starts to discover that the notes know a lot more about things than they should do, and perhaps it's her that is the only one that can prevent these things from happening. So yeah, I'm really interested. It's the winner of the Newbery Medal in 2010 and I've got high hopes. I've heard great things. Next up, I'm going to talk about the 3 books that I picked up when I was in London for a wonderful booktuber meetup. I met up with Caitlin from Kitty G and Janet from Swirly Girly Reads, Tracy from Flamingo Reads, and Nicola from Robotnik, and Jenny from Sunny Sweet Pea, and we had a really lovely day out. I bought 2 graphic novels, but I will have already shown you those in a wrap-up because I loved them, and so I'm just going to show you the 3 books that I picked up here. The first book I picked up is The Crown Game by Evelyn Skye. This has been on my wish list for a little while. I've heard about a few people reading it recently and saying how good it was. It's the story of 2 magicians or enchanters. The king has invoked a crown game, which means that 2 people fight for the right to be his sort of main enchanter. One will win and one will die, and it's a fantasy story which just sounds really fun, and yeah, I've heard good things, so I'm looking forward to trying this one out. The next book I picked up I heard about quite a while ago. It's called Legacy of Kings by Eleanor Herman. I had this on my wish list and it's one that I've been keeping an eye out for. I believe it's a retelling of the Alexander the Great story when Alexander the Great was a sort of teenager. The back says royalty, magic, love, betrayal, it's in their blood. Alexander Macedon's 16-year-old heir is on the brink of discovering his fated role in conquering the known world. Katerina must navigate the dark secrets of court life while keeping hidden her own mission, kill the queen. Jacob will go to the unthinkable lengths to win Katerina, even if it means having to compete with Hephaestion, a murderer sheltered by the prince. And far across the sea, Zofia, a Persian princess, seeks the deadly spirit eaters to alter her destiny. So this just sounds like a really fun read. And then the final book I picked up was one that was recommended to me by Caitlin from Kitty G. She said she recently read it. It's a standalone and it was really good. And so I picked it up, and it's Children of the Earth and Sky by Guy Gavriel Kay. So this is a historical fantasy. From what I can gather, it's got pirates and merchants and battles and spies, and it sounds really fun. It's really huge, but I will no doubt get stuck into this soon and see what I think. And then I was sent 3 books by publishers this month, which I'm very grateful for review. The first was an unsolicited copy of a book called A City Dreaming by Daniel Polanski. Now, this is an ARC copy, so obviously it won't look like this when it's finished. Daniel Polanski wrote a book that I was sent recently by my Willoughby Book Club subscription, and so I was interested when I saw his name. The back says, enter a world of Wall Street wolves, slumming scenesters, desperate artists, drug-induced divinities, pocket steampunk universes and demonic coffee shops. Razor-sharp fantasy for a world that never sleeps. So I'm interested to see what I think of this one. I haven't read anything by him as of yet, but this comes out on the 6th of October, so I've got a little while to try this and read and for you all. Next up, I also got sent another unsolicited copy, and that is Replica by Lauren Oliver. I've been hearing a few things about this. The blurb on the front says there are 2 sides to every story. Turn over for Gemma's tale, and this is Lyra's, and I believe you can read this. It's 2 stories that can be read either way round, but give you 2 different perspectives. And I love the look of this book. It looks really interesting. It says, Gemma has been in and out of hospital for as long as she can remember. A lonely teen, her life is circumscribed by home, school and her best friend April. But after she is nearly abducted by a stranger claiming to know her, Gemma starts to investigate her family's past and discovers her father's mysterious connection to the secretive Haven Institute. Hungry for answers, she travels to Florida only to stumble upon 2 replicas and a completely new set of questions. So then if we flip it over on the other side, it says Lyra's story begins in the Haven Institute, a building tucked away on a private island off the coast of Florida. From a distance it looks serene, even beautiful, but up close the locked doors, military guards and biohazard suits tell a different story. In truth, Haven is a clandestine research facility where thousands of replicas or human clones are born, raised and observed. When a surprise attack is launched on Haven, 2 of its young experimental subjects, Lyra, or 24, and the boy only known as 72, manage to escape. So this sounds really interesting and a really clever concept, so I can't wait to try it out. And then finally, one that I did request and that I am so excited about, and that is A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. This is the book sequel to An Ember in the Ashes, which I absolutely adored, and I can't wait to get stuck into this. It comes out in the autumn of 2016, and it continues the story of Leia and Elias. It says in here, A Torch Against the Night takes readers into the heart of the Empire. I can't tell you what it's about, because if you haven't read An Ember in the Ashes, I want you to go and read that, and I don't want to spoil it. But definitely I'll be reading this and talking about it really soon. So that's all the books that I've bought recently. Have you read any of these? Are any of these exciting for you? Let me know. Let's chat in the comments as always, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.